Hey, Bikeaholics, don't forget, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles, affordable chrome, lighting, and comfort products. These guys ride and support riders just like you. Head over, check them out right now, lawabidingbiker.com/Ciro, C-I-R-O. Hey, Bikeaholics, Patch Addict has premium embroidered patches for every passion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/patch addict. Type in LAB-15, that's LAB-15 at checkout for 15% off your next purchase. Hey, Bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe. That's right, here, making the law-abiding biker community great again. Lurch, LD, what do you think about that?
It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, baby. Welcome back,
Tremendous.
all you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the big MM, also known as the
99%.
That's right, LD. By listening to this very podcast, the listeners, they are part of what we call
the biker revolution.
Know it large. And in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history, we have just one freaking question. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Mount up.
Let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
That's right. Welcome. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, your high-tech redneck. I said it for you.
I know you did.
You didn't know what to say, did you?
I threw me off.
I did throw you off, dude. I don't know if I've ever done that. Okay, maybe once before. We are live, of course. I got to give you a crack at it. Here we go. Ready? The Lurch. And LD in the house.
What's up?
And I was going to say, before we screwed up when we started this live episode, LD in true fashion, Speedy Gonzalez, straight up, right to the last second, gets here. God bless him because he worked all day at his regular paying job and then barely got here in time. Literally like 3-4 minutes maybe. Crammed 2 pieces of pizza down his throat. Yes, somebody asked in the chat, that is a Modelo that he's drinking, an ice cold Modelo that LD's hooked up with. So thanks for being here, guys. And it was by the hair of his chinny chin. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Probably went the speed limit the whole way here, LD.
Right on. Cruise control set.
Yeah. So we got an awesome episode for you guys. Again, we are live. Thanks for the live audience. It's a great experience. We get to chat live with you. If you want to get hooked up with the live experience, lawabidingbiker.com/live. And in the upper right-hand corner of that page, there is a sign-up sheet. The only emails you'll get is when we go live. You'll get an email. There'll be a big, huge button. You just hit the button. It takes you to wherever we are live. I do want to make a quick announcement. We know, especially if you're in the live audience, by the time this comes out in podcast format, hopefully, our website is down. And I'm not going to get into it deep because we got other material to cover that we need to cover, but we are very frustrated. It is being worked on. It's saying it's not secure. It had something to do with our SSL certificate, and behind the scenes, my host services, we're working on it to get that SSL reinstalled. So I apologize, and we're pissed about it. I know Lurch is pissed about it too, because it's how we run. Entire law-abiding biker media revolves around our website.
Yeah, everything funnels through the website, and now that it's down, we can't get the videos out to people that want to get the videos, and those of you that want to buy stuff through the store can't do it right now. So we apologize, but we've been on them all day long to get it back up and running. So hopefully by the time you hear this, in like 3 weeks, it's running.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's been down for, almost 24 hours, a little over 24 hours now, guys. So anyways, we're frustrated. It's very, very, very frustrating. And Matt heard me talking to a few people on the phone. I was cordial, but direct.
Yes, you were.
To the point, like and it was their fault. It was not our fault. And we're at their mercy. So what do you think about that, Rob?
That sucks.
Do you want to just get on there and frickin' key up some stuff and see if you can fix her for us, or?
Yeah. See how far that gets you.
The guy who couldn't get on YouTube Live that we had to just hook up his phone. Yeah, but he's on there. Are you on there?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm chatting away.
Attaboy. So we've got an awesome episode. We're going to talk today. We've got LD in the studio. I was excited to get him in here. We're going to talk about our upcoming 2017 Canada trip. That is right. We're heading up north to Canada. Rob in the private patron-only Facebook group. I see some patrons in the live chat. And the guys up north specifically, of course, like usual, we're going to have some times to hook up, but Rob is organizing all that in the private patron-only Facebook group. So if you want to get hooked up with that, you got to become a patron to get in that private Facebook group. Tons of cool stuff going on in there. That's one of the things. And then people tend to direct message LD too. He is completely planning this. He's got a rough draft of what we're doing in the ride, and we know the days. So I'm going to let him talk a little bit about that. And then me and Lurch are going to talk, and LD will be here too to chat and talk about it. But we spent all day in the garage starting a project on some handlebars on a 2016 Dyna Low Rider S that we happen to have in our possession for a little while to do some projects on it. And we are putting 12-inch MX bars on it, pretty badass bars. But we're going to talk about that and what we dealt with there. And and if we have time, we may get off track here and there. We'll see.
May.
We will get off track.
That's guaranteed.
That's better.
I can tell you one thing. We'll get off track right now. But I like this track because it is to thank the people that made this episode possible. They sponsored this very show. They're patrons, guys. Some of our newest patrons, LD, go.
Kevin Thrash of Diamond Head, Mississippi. Terry Williams of Swanton, Ohio. Is that Swanton, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
And Gary Zilliot of Rock Island, Illinois. Sorry, Gary, if I screwed your name up.
Zilliette.
I think it's just Zilliette.
Yeah, I have no idea. All right, and Corey Ryan of Everett, Washington.
Hey, well, a local boy, kind of.
Yep.
State in the state.
Darren Knight of Landsborough, Australia.
Good night, Mike.
We need a Foster's in here for him.
Yeah, no doubt.
Brian Allen of Peevely, Missouri.
That's right. Thank you so much to those newest patrons for signing up for Taking Action. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. Patreon. That's right, guys. For less than the price of a coffee per month, you too can support us, guys. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. That is right. No risk because you can put a monthly cap on it so you don't go over that family budget because we know how that is. And still getting the patrons signing up, isn't it just awesome, Lurch? Because he helps me with all that side of it. So, God, we just couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you. There you go. All right, give us an update, LD. What's been going down in the private Facebook group in this Canada trip? And we're gonna, and just to let you know, LD's gonna talk about it in general terms today. We'll give you some dates and things like that, but the specifics we're still dialing in, and we will do like we did last year before our trip. We will. I didn't even do it with you, did I? I did it with. Or the year before when we did the Sturgis. That's right. We did the Sturgis episode where we will break it down and get more specific with you guys as we get closer. Robbie, give us some news.
Well, looking at things, I'm not sure there's going to be many changes. I think I got her pretty much finalized, but
okay.
We're nailing down some room assignments and such of our group, who's going to stay with who and how many rooms we need and things like that. But we're looking at the end of June and just into the first part of July. And we are going to have a day to meet up with the patrons at the end of June.
Right. And you can get into a little more specifics. Like we got a patron up there that's got a frickin', right? Is he opening up his home? And
well, he's got a couple of patrons in the Calgary area have set up a ride and that they want to take us on. And then they're going to have us over to their house afterwards for a meal. Sounds like at the end of the day. So that's going to be open to patrons. I'm thinking that's your deal, Ryan. I don't know. The ride that day.
Oh yeah. The ride up there will be open to patrons. Yes, it will be open. If you are a patron, you will be able to hook up and ride with us. You really have to, you'd have to get a hold of Rob and you'd have to get in and you can email us at any time at admin@lawabidingbiker.com or Matt@lawabiding or whatever. We'll forward it to Rob, or you can get in the private Facebook group, of course, and hook up with Rob because he he'll need to organize that, and you'll need to let him, because you're going to need to find out the exact days and exactly which day we're going to be there. So if it's something you're remotely interested in, that would be my suggestion. All right. What else? Come on.
We're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff. We got a couple of ferry rides that we'll be taking, one in the U.S., one in
See,
Canada.
I haven't heard any of this. This is sweet.
Yeah, this is new to me.
Yeah, we're going to do
We can get in. I mean, not
Well, I got a question.
every day, but
I got a question about that. How are we gonna ride the bikes on the ferry? I mean, I know how to ride a bike onto a ferry, but you don't strap them down, do you? 'Cause
Matt's
you
going to
gotta
ride
sit
on the
it?
ferry. We got a ferry riding onto a ferry.
Well,
One for me, dude. One for
Screw
me.
you.
it just so happens that Leroy and I have done portions of this trip in the past. So you
Okay.
just ride onto that ferry.
Right.
They're not big ones. We're talking you're going across like one spot you're going to cross the Columbia River.
Oh, so it's a short little jaunt.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then another spot you're going to cross a lake that's not much bigger than Columbia
So
River.
you just sit on your bike,
kickstand.
It's that quick, huh?
Yeah.
but you don't have to like sit on the bike on the kickstand. I mean, it'll stay on there. We're not worried about rough waters or the bike sliding around. I'm curious.
Well, you might want to assess the water, I guess, when you get on there.
I'm sitting on my bike.
But no, Leroy and I put our kickstands down and we walked around off the bikes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are kind of reckless though.
I would do that, though. Even
Yeah,
if
so
it
are
tipped,
you.
it's just going on a crash bar. No biggie.
We'll see.
He's a little skeptical.
Lurch, the cautious one. The cautious one of the group.
Sometimes.
So
That's cool. So we're going to go on a couple ferries. Just is that just because I haven't looked at this at all, Rob? So is that just because
I got to get you guys on the best roads, and that's the only way to do
okay?
it.
That's what I'm okay.
So day one will be a ferry. Morning of day two will be a ferry. And then day two, we're going to drop back into the U.S. I want to take you guys on the Going to the Sun Road out of Whitefish, Montana. And then that'll be on day three. We'll go from Whitefish up through Glacier and then up to the Calgary area that day. And then we'll have our ride with the patrons up in, it's going to be on the west side of Calgary. And it's going to go south of Calgary, around up in the mountains, back up to, I think it's Canada Highway 1. And then we're
Getting
going
a
to...
Woody. I'm getting a Woody.
It's going to be good, I'm
This
telling
is so sweet.
you. And then we're going to have a night in Kelowna, which is a fun town in southern British Columbia. And that'll be our last night. So we should be able to have a pretty good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
But,
so we're doing.
hey-
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Buddy farted again.
Oh my God, Buddy, the studio dog never farts.
Oh.
like he doesn't. But
just
tonight,
wait.
it's the pizza crust.
Man, what the hell?
Yeah, I had to smell it earlier. Check that out.
Oh my God, Buddy, the studio dog is
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
right. Yes, thank you very much. Click right there. Would you guys leave Buddy alone, please? Poor guy.
He slept right through it.
Yeah. I know.
Wow.
Did you hear anything?
No, I got my
Did it go?
headphones on, man. How would I hear it? I don't have a microphone up to his ass.
His nose hair started singeing.
Oh, I'm glad he's aimed towards you guys over there because I'm doing good over here.
So where are we crossing at, going in and going out?
Speaking of, I got my passport finally.
Did you get yours?
My
Good.
official passport is right over in that drawer over there.
Outstanding. And how long did it take you to get yours back?
I had it in, by the time I completed everything, in less than 2 weeks.
Well, that's fast. Yeah,
But-
mine took like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
But they're telling you it could take up to 6.
they do. And I
Yeah.
would not F with that.
No.
We
No.
told the guys that are going to Canada with us, and I don't know if they have procrastinators, some of them.
Don't wait any more than about
Don't
8 weeks.
Procrastinate. Do it now. I mean, if
why
you're going to
not do
do
it
it,
now?
do it now. Yeah, before even riding season. It's winter and you can't ride anyways right now. Go down and get it. It was more expensive than everybody said, but I think people just forget.
Did you do a rush on it or did you do
Nope.
the regular one?
Do the regular one.
It was
But-
about $110?
Yeah, it was 125
Yep,
or something.
okay.
Because I got my picture taken there and there's another $10 to have it.
Yeah, I did my picture taken. I did that somewhere else.
Okay.
Walgreens or something.
I was like, for an extra $5, take it now, get it done and send it off.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but you can save $5-10 here and there if you get your photo taken. Is Buddy farting still? Oh yeah.
Somebody wanted to see Buddy?
Look
Yeah,
at
they
Buddy.
want to know what kind of
yeah.
dog it was.
Yeah, what the hell kind of thing is that?
So Buddy, the studio dog, is a cockapoo.
Oh, he's a poo.
He's a poo, all right. He's a poodle and a cocker spaniel is what he is, Buddy. And he's ripe tonight, but
Yeah, that's not normal for him.
it's not because he sits. So seriously, like some dogs, you're like, oh my God, it's that dog never. I did give him.
You gave him a scrap of pizza.
And we don't give him that many scraps. And I did my fault. I gave him some pizza dough crust tonight off our pizza, dude.
Not a big deal for you. You're way over there. He's
Right.
basically crapping on my right hip.
Correct. Yes. And I'm good with that. I mean, he's
Oh,
over there.
Hey, as long as you're good with it. So where are we crossing at? Going in,
Yeah.
going out?
On the way up, on day one and the last day, will be Highway 97. at
Okay.
Orville.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then No, actually, I stand corrected. Day one will not be Orville. We're going to be between straight north of Spokane and 97. There's a crossing in the middle there. Chewelah, right in that area.
Spokane, Washington, for all you listeners.
Yep.
That's about 3 hours east of us, but obviously.
I've crossed where you go to Coeur d'Alene and head north through Sandpoint and up.
I've done that, but that won't be.
That takes us to up through Crow's Pass, probably not where we want to go.
Actually, we're going to be coming back that way on day 3, back into the U.S. to get to Whitefish, Montana.
Well, if we're in Sparwood, we'll have to stop and see it's like the world's biggest dump truck or something, like an earth mover. Thing's huge.
I don't have time to stop. You already know this.
Well, you're going to have to. It's cool.
Is it as cool as Craters in the Moon?
I'll stop with you.
Well, that was hot and dry and nasty.
I didn't want to stop there either.
And we rode through it again, and we didn't stop because it was like 90-mile-an-hour winds through there.
It's like riding in a hairdryer.
Oh, my God. And it was so windy when Jeff and Indy and John, we were coming back. But, okay, so north of Spokane, we're crossing up there somewhere, huh?
Do you have the email with ride?
I probably do, but
I sent it back out, I think.
You
today.
did, but I haven't imported it yet.
So just click on it, and there's a link in the email.
I know, but then you got to import it into your. So let me hang on. Let me find it. Bear with us.
Jeez.
You did. I just hadn't actually had time to.
So, is there any cool passes or any? I mean, Canada's pretty scenic, but what are we looking at there? Is there any nice curvy passes or anything fun?
Oh yeah, all kinds of curvy stuff and everything. Just click. Right, that one was right.
Was it?
You're not just talking about Canadian
right in
women,
right there. Yep. So
we're pulling up our ride plan on Harley-Davidson Ride Planner. Let's view our edit plan.
Yep, there you go.
Do 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 do. Whoop. There it is.
Okay, so
okay, so we're going in and back out.
Yeah, okay, see right there, Grand Forks kind of right in the middle. That's going to be day 1 right there. That's our leg day 1.
Okay.
And then
the audience can't see the TV, so you have to.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
So we're going to be going up through the Colville Indian Reservation in Washington, up into Canada, and
that's the Grand Forks crossing right there.
Yeah,
right.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, if you guys are looking on a map, if you're listeners or
scrolling a little bit more,
if you're live right now,
Curlew. So Curlew, yeah.
Lake. Oh, dude, it's been a long time. Lake Curlew. Isn't that a lake?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went up there when we were kids, dude. That's crazy. Okay.
All right, like we're skirting along a lake up there once we get into Canada. What's that lake?
Gladstone Provincial Park.
Provincial Park.
Provincial Park.
But what's the name of the lake? It's at the bottom.
Christina Lake.
All right.
Yep.
Christina.
Does it bring back memories?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we'll stay the night in Nelson, British Columbia. And then right there at Belfort, that's where we'll take one of the ferries.
Okay, cool.
That's going to be on the day 2 ferry. Day 1, there's a ferry in Washington at the bottom side of the Colville Reservation.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is just so great, dude. This is going to be so fun.
So right there,
man.
See Wilbur on Highway 2?
Mm-hmm.
Just north of that you're going to, no. Down in Washington. Highway 2, left.
This is Highway 2.
Left.
Okay.
Down.
Right there.
Right there.
Okay. I see where cross water
right where
there.
you're at. You're crossing water right there.
I got you. Yep.
So you're going to cross there and then up at Belfort on day 2.
Okay.
And then we'll come back into the U.S. By Bonner's Ferry in Idaho and ride through over north of Flathead Lake, but we'll end up in Whitefish, Montana and spend the night. And then over the next morning, we'll go over, go into the Sun Road through Glacier and up to the Calgary area. And then the ride, right there, stop, right there, where your thing is. See that Highway 40?
Yep.
The ride's going to be that loop from the 4.
So Patron Day you're talking about.
Yep, you're going to go south. No, south from the 4.
Okay.
Down the blue line, go up to the 4.
I'm going up.
No, the 4.
Right. Oh, yeah, okay, 4.
South on the blue line, and then you're going to take 40 around, back
around.
up. Yep.
Elbow Sheep Wildland area, height of the Rockies Provincial Park.
Oh yeah, that's serious stuff.
Oh my God! So this is the Patron Day ride.
Yep.
Right. And do you remember, generally speaking, so the patrons know out there that are listening or maybe want to become patrons? Do you remember how long that little ride is? If not, it's okay.
Hang on, one of the Johns is in here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, John Patton's in there. He could tell us.
Yeah. Did the patrons, Patton and them plan that?
Yeah, I think it was him and Leister.
For the day ride?
I say
Yeah,
Leister.
yeah.
I think it's Lister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those two.
They're the ones that plan that.
Okay, yeah. Hit them up, or if you guys are obviously listening, just give us a general idea with no stops how long, because it'll be longer, because we got to stop and wet our whistle now and then.
Yes, and you have to...
Lurch gets parched really easy.
And we can take 24 beers, and I think it's a liter.
Fifth.
A fifth. Is it a fifth?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's a bottle.
It's around a fifth. You take a bottle of hooch and 24 beers each across into Canada.
Really? Some guy just warned me about that.
Nope. I looked it up, and I did it when I just crossed in November.
Good.
I'll tell you what, you want to do it because alcohol's really expensive up there.
Really expensive.
That's crazy. Why?
I will wear the same pair of underwear and socks the whole week, so I got room for a bottle of hooch.
They got prohibition up there or something?
No, it's just expensive. It's just really expensive.
Well, they just tax the crap out of everybody.
Right.
It's like a European country. You know?
Okay, right. Yeah, interesting. The guy just said be careful about taking, but probably over the legal amounts or whatever it is. So.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know if they make you dump it out or you got to pay tax on it.
Okay.
I think they'll tax you on it.
All right. So we go the day ride, which is sometime in the middle of this trip, end of June.
Last couple days of June. So if
you're wanting to
meet us and you're looking to get vacation days off, last couple days of June.
Yeah. Last couple days of June is when we're going to do that. And like we say, get in the private Facebook group and hook up with Robbie. But so we're going to do the day ride. And then that night we're coming back from the ride.
Right. We're going to meet up
at their house and have dinner.
Yeah.
Rob's chatting. Are you searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Then Zero 3D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome, lighting, and comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for a super easy installation. That equals less time installing, guys, more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers and care about bikers just like you guys. That's right. They pride themselves on the best of customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email, sales@zero3d.com, or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Zero 3D is distributed in the United States by Drag Specialties, in Europe by Parts Europe and Zodiac, and in Asia by Twin Art. Of course, don't forget to check your Harley-Davidson dealership and ask for Zero parts. Head over there right now. Check them out. lawabidingbiker.com/Zero, CIRO, and tell them that the Law Abiding Biker crew sent you. Rob's chatting.
The Harley homes, you can take 50 cigars that are into the United States from the Caribbean. I just learned that. Matt looked it up for me while I was on vacation so I could bring cigars back.
Yeah, I don't know how many cigars we can take across into Canada. It's on the customs website. It'll tell us what we can take, but I'm not sure. We'll have to check that out too.
Landon Shepard says, y'all can't come back from Canada without a badass Sasquatch encounter. I said, I'm getting me a Sasquatch.
And then we're going to go on Highway 1 down around to, I think it's about Salmon Arm where we cut down, and spend the night in Kelowna.
Are we going to have any down days where we have a free day?
No, the Patron day was our down day.
That was our down day. Yeah. So, all right.
And
so
then,
no down days, Lurch.
Of course. Why not? We'd hate to actually just kind of relax or anything. Go.
Oh,
tell me where you want a down day. I'll make it happen.
That's Lurch burning LD over there, if you guys didn't know, because Lurch is all about a little more relaxation, and Speedy over here is, we got to go.
There's shit to do.
We don't know what we have to do, but we got shit to do.
We do have it to do.
You're right. And I'll dig into this deeper, and like I say, as we get closer, we'll give you guys a lot more specifics, but you have a very good outlook. So let's look here. Yeah. We're looking at 342 miles, another day, 257, day 3, 291. Those aren't terrible.
No. We were doing
so we're going to have
500.
Last year,
550.
Me and Indian John and Jeff were doing 4 long days. Yeah, 4 and 5s.
Yeah.
4.5. 291 though. Normal. The 291 is going to be a slow day because it's going through Glacier. So
right.
It's going to be like going through Yellowstone. It's not going to be fast time.
Right.
It's going to be freeway or nothing.
I'm tracking. So yeah. So even though it's shorter miles, it's a long ride, but still okay. This is the first I've looked at this, Rob. So thanks for typing this up. Yeah. That will be very end of June that day. And there's a 400-mile day or 359, something like that. But all right. Are we going to visit any great,
Sure.
Great monuments or anything up there?
I don't think
dude?
Canada has any of those, do they?
I'm sure they have cool
It's a
stuff.
big ass truck in Sparwood. That's what they got.
This is pretty sparse out here. We're riding. Is that fair to say?
No. Well,
I mean, some of it.
it's a lot of that's wooded.
Okay.
You're going to be in the forest for a lot of, even down on that bottom road,
Right.
riding through there. Okay, right where your thumb,
Uh-huh.
your thing is, through Fernie and stuff, and Cranbrook. We're
Yeah.
not going through that this time, but
Fernie's a neat town.
Lee and I rode through there last time, and a lot of that's wooded. Kind of, you're getting out of the plains and up into the foothills, the Rockies, right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fernie's got a ski resort. Nice area.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. I went up through there when I went up to Two Hills to go hunting in November.
Very sweet. Man, we're going to have a good time. And man, I'm so super stoked, man, and excited to get up there. Robbie, any other information you want to give about that patrons might need to know or anything?
No.
All right.
No, I think we're good. That one day we're going to have a dinner at the end of the ride. So plan on that being, if you're going to ride with us and eat with us after, plan on all day. Into the, like say, we'll maybe hit the road at 9 in the morning and plan on till not 8:30 or 9 at night. It's going to be a long day.
Right.
Bets04 in the chat room says, going to Sun Road is the best. Whitefish is fun. A lot of bars. If you need someone to show you around, hit me up. Would love to ride with you guys.
Okay.
Who is Z Monster?
I don't know.
No, that's someone that knows us. Look at their comment.
Oh, do they have a giant in the Blue Hill? Yeah, but we've said that a lot of times on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
We've talked about that extensively. So he probably just a listener. That's YouTube. I don't know some of the usernames. I'm sure I know their name, but I don't know their username. So
okay, because that's someone with.
We've busted his balls about that a lot.
The giant and the bull?
Yeah, the giant and the bull. Yeah, totally. All right.
Bets04, where are you from? John Patton. Let us know how long that ride is.
Oh, yeah.
That Patron Day loop that you gave us. I think it was Highway 40.
He says his stream is a little glitchy tonight, so let me just put it right in the chat room for him.
Okay, and Z Monster heard it on the podcast, so he's been paying attention.
Okay, good Z Monster. Good on you.
That was good. I'll message John and see if he can.
Okay.
Are you doing it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got the computer over here.
Yeah.
So with that, while they're doing that, see if we can figure out how long this patron ride is. We do have a new free video for you guys before we get into our other topic of discussion tonight, a project we're doing. It is how to remove and install a Harley touring ignition switch. There is a technique, your touring bikes, guys. You might need to get it off. Actually, the Jake's, actually, I believe it fell off, or Chewy's, and they couldn't get it back on. So they hit up our video. And it is free, guys, and you might need to take your interfering off. There's a whole bunch of reasons you might need to remove that ignition switch, but there is kind of tricky if you don't know what you're doing. Of course, in true lab style, we put out a free video for you guys. And Lurch's hands, beautiful hands are in that video. If you want to check out more of Lurch's hands, go check it out. lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Touring Ignition. And anytime you can just go to our website, upper right-hand corner search bar, and search for the topic that you need, and bam, you will get a list of results, because that is exactly what me and Lurch do when we answer emails. We actually go and search our own website and just copy and paste the link for them. So, all right.
Bet04 is in Kalispell, Montana. And John said about 200 miles. I said,
he's kilometers.
No, I told him miles, not kilometers.
Okay, he said 4 hours.
Okay.
200 miles and 4. Maybe 5. So
yeah, right. That's reasonable.
If it's 5 hours, maybe we take off for the ride at 10. We meet for coffee at 8:30 or 9, and then we can talk with everybody for a little bit before we take off. Can you get up that early, Lurch?
Yes, I can. I'm a morning person these days.
Yeah,
he is. He's got a whole new.
So's Ryan.
I got a day.
I am.
We're on day shift now these days.
This is going to be a whole new trip.
You should have seen me when we went to Colorado last year, dude. We were up every morning because it was just John and Jeff. I was up before them, because I had to vlog and stuff and get it out of the way an hour. So I was up actually earlier than all of them. We were out on the road by like 7:30, 8 some mornings, just throttle down, dude.
I'm going to be on nights when we go on the trip. I work till midnight the night before we leave.
Dude, seriously?
Good. You can feel my pain for once.
No,
I can switch so in about 2 days, so I'll be good.
Yeah, Speedy over here can handle it. Thanks for the information, John. So there you go. So Lurch, why don't you open up and talk about the project we're doing in the garage today? This is exciting. I mentioned a little bit earlier, but it is a 2016 Dyna Low Rider S. We have it in the garage for a while. We get to play with it for a while and do some projects on it. And we don't know how long we'll have it, but we're going to have it for a while. And a handlebar project, guys, on it. And there's some really cool discussion points about it. Of course, at any time, if you want to get our current handlebar videos, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley handlebars when our website's back up. That's how you get there. We've got one handlebar video that you'll see it all over there. It's for touring with a fairing. Another video is a touring without a fairing. And the third video is a Softail or Dyna with no fairings at all, just a Softail or Dyna model. Within all those videos, you get multiple video files, so it doesn't matter if you have hydraulic clutch or, you know, if you have cable
Mechanical
clutch or if you have throttle by wire. We include it all, so no matter what bike you're doing and all, you'll have everything you need. But we're doing this, and we are filming it, and we were out there early this morning. We've been doing it all day and barely got time to get set up for live, for this live episode. But we are filming that, and but it was a little more of a custom job, so to speak, that we'll get into a little bit and give you guys some tips and tricks. And of course, once it's all filmed, we will add it to our collection, and we will have 4. So we'll have touring with fairing, touring without fairing, Softail Dyna, and then we'll do another Softail Dyna, but one will be more specific to a Softail and one will be more, because the Dynas and Softails really, guys, when it comes to it, are the same. Handlebar jobs in general are all the same. It's just some have fairing, so we like to make more specific videos. But anyways, with that said, yeah.
We also have some Road Glide bar stuff in the fairing
Road
videos.
King or Road Glide.
Road Glide.
With fairing, right. We have Road Glide and Street Glide.
A lot of people ask that because we show in a lot of the pictures, we show the Street Glides and the Ultras. We actually have some Road Glide stuff in there as well. But like you said, it's pretty much...
They're very universal, the videos.
The whole idea is the same. You got to make the cables longer and you got to make the wires longer.
Right.
The thing is, where do they all plug in at? So
right.
On this bike, you wanted to be Jax Taylor from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, baby.
So you got
it's gonna
some
be badass, dude.
Westcoast MX T-bars.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to sit about 6 inches higher, is that right, than your stock ones? And then the pullback's going to be just a little bit more.
Right. So if you guys are listening live or you want to pull it up, you can pull up a picture. It's again 2016 Dyna Low Rider S, and it is the bike is very what you would think of, I guess, like Lurch mentioned, Sons of Anarchy, right?
Yeah, it looks like what Jax Taylor was riding on there. It's got the little shield on the front and the tracker bars and all that. And we'd already put some
in your head.
We'd already put some forward controls on it. And so for you, it wasn't real comfortable with the stock bars that are on it. So you got those Westcoast MX T handlebars. They're going to be about 6 inches taller, and I think they'll actually be back a little bit for you too.
Well, the bars, if you guys look at that bike, and that was one thing I have to, and this is the discussion I want to spark. So this is good. So when I'm looking at this bike, guys, when you're planning handlebar jobs, we've done more handlebar jobs, not hand jobs, handlebar jobs.
Speak for yourself. Lurch is over here dreaming about hand jobs.
Right. He is. Look at him.
I wasn't paying attention until I heard hand job.
Right. And it woke him up. When you're planning a handlebar job, we've done so many of those now, guys. And of course, those videos are out. But you need to think about what's going to be comfortable for you. And you can sit on the bike. You can get tape measures. You can have people hold things. But there's this whole up, back, pull back situation. And so on a Dyna Low Rider S, for example, your stock bars were 6 inch, basically sort of T-bars, with a little bit of pullback. And when I talk about pullback is if you took the bar and went completely straight out like a T and then put a bend in the bars and that brings them back, that would be how many inches of pullback? 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches is very common pullbacks, because that's all going to affect how much the comfort level and where you sit on the bike. Now, with these particular bars, on the Dyna Low Rider S, you're coming up 6 inches with straight risers, basically. So they were straight risers, and then you have your clamp and your handlebars where they're coming back at an angle already.
Right. So that's automatically going to come closer to the rider.
Correct. So if you're going up another 6, you're already coming back. That's hard to exactly judge, but you can get tape measure and a level. I did, and I put a level up and off my triple trees and you can kind of get an idea. And then again, we get into the area when you're trying to figure out bars is how far out do they go?
30 inches is pretty common.
Right. Very common. And you could measure your stock ones and go, okay, they're comfortable. They'd be a little more comfortable out farther. But again, that's just time spent holding up, and you can put a 2x4 and then, put something across it. So it kind of gives you an idea. Levels are good, tape measures, but until you actually get them on, you hope you can get it as close as you can. And so that's exactly why I went with 12-inch. And we're not sponsored by Westcoast or anything. They have some great bars. I think a lot of other companies have great bars too. But for what I wanted, I thought these were really cool bars. They're 12-inch MX Westcoast bars.
MXT. So
MXT.
They look more like a dirt bike style handlebar versus just a
motocross.
T-bar. So motocross, there you go. So it adds a little bit of style to it.
And you guys will see these. It's a very much West Coast California thing. I want to give a shout out real quick to one of our listeners, Primo. He's down in the California area, right, Matt?
Yes. Well, I'm pretty sure.
We're pretty sure he's down in the California area. And Primo is what he goes
means
by.
You don't know shit.
Correct. Exactly. I don't know shit. But he gave me a lot of information. He has a Dyna Low Rider S, and he's on Twitter and stuff, and we go back and forth sometimes. And thanks, Primo, for that. And he gave some cool information. He had done a project. He did 10 inches, I believe.
Yes.
I wanted to go a little bit bigger than that. But he had a lot of resources. Problem with the Dyna Low Rider S is they don't make anything for it, guys. What I mean by that is it's not in the catalogs. Dealerships don't even know the cable lengths yet because it's not on the catalog. Nobody knows. There's no handlebar. A lot of the videos we tell you guys use cable kits, like, different companies make already cable kits for your bike, and depending on how high a bars you go, there's no kit made for this, so it's more of a custom job. Pick it up from there.
So what we had to do was take off the stock bars, leave all the cables and everything hooked up to the controls, and then we mounted on your new bars, and then we took and put the clutch housing on, and then the brake housing on the bars, and held up the stock wires basically to where they would have been.
Stock
and then,
cables.
Yes, thank you. Cables, the brake cable and the clutch cable. And then we did some measuring to see how much longer we needed. And we decided that we needed 8-inch longer cables.
Right. And, Lurch and I, talking back in the day, this is how we used to do all handlebar jobs. That was before there was a lot of kits out and stuff. Was typical. So this is going to be cool and unique to this video. Is it's going to be a true custom, more of a custom, where we're not using a wiring kit. We're actually going to, and we show you how to do that in our other videos too, but we're going to show you specifically in this one how to use spooled wire. And we bought some cable kits. We're going to show you what kind of products we use. And we're going to extend the wires completely ourselves. We measured out the cables. We ordered custom cables, how exactly how long we need them. And we're piecing it out. So you can do it this way too. So this video, I think, will be very cool. Of course, you can always just get a cable and wire kit. You spend a little more money, but they do make it a lot easier because they already know the companies. Okay, if you're going on that bike and that model from stock bars to 12-inch bars, they make the kit. Here's every wire you need. Here's the lengths, right? Here's the cable lengths. So they are very convenient.
And that's what we've done in the past. We've just ordered kits that came with new cables, brake and clutch, and all new wiring. This time we had to, like you said, part it out, piece it out, and do just order everything separately. So today, after we did our mock-up, we ordered 8-inch longer cables for the brakes and for the clutch. And then we also had to get a new brake block.
Why don't you explain this a little bit?
So
an ABS brake block.
Yeah, on this bike, because your bike has ABS, they call it an ABS brake block. On some of them,
it's under the triple trees.
Right underneath the triple tree. It's mounted to the bottom of the triple tree. In the video that we did on I think it was a 2011 Road King, it did not have ABS, so it's a little bit different, and I'll explain that. On the ABS bike, it's got a block that is mounted up underneath the triple tree that has a line coming in from your front clutch reservoir and 2 lines that go out to your front calipers. It's also linked the rear brakes, so 2 lines come in from the rear brakes and go into the block.
One in, one out.
Yeah, and what that does is it links your brakes on these newer bikes. So if you were to hit the rear brakes, you will get some front. If you hit your fronts, you get some back.
And then your speed sensors on your wheels decide how fast the front wheel and back. Yeah, and that's how it all comes together.
Yep, and the two systems work together. Now, on the older bikes, like the Road King that we worked on, and it's not that old, but it didn't have ABS, so the rear was not connected to the front. The front brake block just had one in from the reservoir and two outs.
It's not an ABS block; it's just a brake block.
It's just a brake block,
right?
So we found a company that made a new block that had the cables for the front calipers, and then the rear lines will screw right into it. And what we had to add was a longer cable to go from that front brake block up to the front handlebar. So that's what we had to measure. That needed to be 8 inches longer.
Nicely explained. Good visual. And that was one of the problems with this bike. And you may be running into a bike that's older or newer, or you all out there with CVO models, because even though the 2016 Dyna Low Rider S is not a CVO model, it was a one-off special custom made for 2016, and they don't think they're going to make them again. So even though technically it's not a CVO, it was a special production bike.
Pretty much is.
It pretty much is a CVO.
We've determined, and we may be wrong, but our guess is that it's got a wide glide frame and rear end,
right?
And it's got a super glide front end on it,
right?
That's what it looks like to us.
Yeah, makes sense. And so, yeah, and it's funny because even Harley has until your dealerships get the parts catalog, they don't know what everything is. And Harley, as of the date of this podcast, still has not put out a parts catalog for that thing yet. And so everybody's guessing. And the only true way to make sure we didn't muff this job is to actually measure the cables ourselves and figure out, okay, what are these stock cable lengths and how many inches do we need to go over? And there's multiple companies online, guys. The big names that you can order custom cables from, or, just a particular length cables, I should say, not necessarily custom, but, we really needed to, do this in a 2-part series.
It's kind of nice doing it that way. We're so rushed.
It is. And what I mean by that is, like Lurch says, today we broke the bike down. You're hearing some noise in the back? Like when I'm talking?
Maybe a little bit.
Opening up a gate?
Could be. I don't know. I think it's on your end.
Your house might be getting burglarized downstairs. We have no idea.
Oh, it's this fireplace, dude.
Yeah, I don't hear it when we talk. I just hear it when you're talking. Turn that damn thing off.
All right. Yeah, that was it.
It was
the fireplace burn, or the motor to that in the background. So, so that's that's why we're doing it in 2 parts. We had to break it down, and we're letting it sit. It's on the lift, all broke down, the tanks off it. Don't worry, guys. We show you all this in the video, of course. If it didn't make sense how we're explaining it, it's going to be the video that if you just want to do complete custom, it doesn't matter what bike you have. All the principles are the same, and, removing the tanks and tank and all that. This one had a crossover. So we show you how to deal with the tank with a fuel crossover on the front, and how to manage that. But I think it's going to be a very informational. We are very detailed. You can ask Lurch how detailed we get.
We show you all the steps without skipping any steps.
Yeah, buddy. And that is exactly how we roll, LD. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We don't skip any steps.
Yeah, exactly. Step by step without skipping any steps.
That's what I wanted to hear. Attaboy. That's what Lurch
I've been following right along for the last 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, sure you have. Chatting over. How's chat going? We got any?
Pretty good.
I got a couple of questions, and I didn't know the answer to the first one. So this is for Carl.
Okay.
Let me find it. Does anyone know if you can get a Screaming Eagle 110 kit in an 09 Ultra Classic? I know he says I know I can get a 103 kit.
Good question. I don't know.
I told him I wasn't.
Off the top of my head.
Can you run an
09? Is that a 96?
An 09? Yeah, probably
a 96.
Yeah.
Well, because my 08 was a 96, so I'm sure that's a 96. Trying to bump it up to 110?
Yeah.
Not sure. I know you can go to the 103 like he says.
Right. I'm pretty sure you can. I mean, you could go up to even bigger than that, than a 110.
Probably.
I mean, there's kits for everything. If you want to pay the money, you can go up to the crazy upgrades with the very, very large motors. But
DDA Ohio says yes, you can.
There you go. Straight up in the chat, answering chat. Yes, you can. And you can go bigger than that too. I know for a fact. I mean, you can put pretty much whatever motor money can buy, the latest, greatest thing in your bike if you feel like it. So
Next question. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you run without a front fender in Washington?
Ooh, might have stumped us on that.
Can you? Or I'm thinking
pretty
you
sure
have to
you-
have the fender.
Let's see.
Will you get pulled over? Probably not.
Right.
You have to have anti-spray devices or fenders, so I bet you would have to.
Okay, and Ryan, you kind of answered this third question. What's the? Well, hang on, let me read it.
That's a good question on the front fender. I know you need the rear for sure, but I can't remember on the front.
When you guys were talking about the lowrider, he said, "Is it not the same as a regular lowrider?" When you were talking about having a hard time finding, it's not in the catalogs and stuff.
What? Not sorry. Say it again.
Okay, is it not the same as a regular lowrider because it's a lowrider S? When you said you couldn't just buy bars out of a catalog,
it's different.
What's different?
This the cable sizes and stuff.
What's different?
Because it's not a lowrider. It's actually two different bikes.
The bars are different.
The problem is if you're off 2 inches, you're effed. You have to know. And so yes, they are different. They're very different. Some of the parts are the same, but the problem is, it's a great question. The problem is you can't reference it. So we used some parts for the lowrider. In fact, the seat we got, even though it wasn't for the 2016 Dyna Low Rider S, we were able to use that Mustang seat. So the answer is yes, there are, but you can't confirm that. You can't get in a database like we can with most things and go, okay, that cable will definitely. And the problem is the dealerships don't know the lengths of the cables either. So hopefully that answers that question. No, not all lowrider fit parts will work on that. It's more, especially depending on what year and things like that. So does that answer that, Matt, you think?
Yes.
That's what makes it complicated is, yes, I agree some of the parts may fit, but you don't know that, and you don't want to order cables for a lowrider when we can't confirm that those would actually fit for this particular application. So we just want to be right before we, tear a bike apart and have a film day set up that we have the right stuff. So great questions coming out of the chat room. What else, Robbie? Anything else in there?
I think that's
Sorry, I couldn't answer off the top of my head. We didn't mean to skirt that. I honestly I'm stumped on the front fender, and I know most the rules. Lurch probably knows them too, but
hang on, stop. I just read it on there. Okay. Fenders shall cover the entire tread width at least 15 degrees to the front. Click on that second one down. Vehicle classification required.
Right here?
Yeah.
Is it it is the government site. So let me make that.
Yeah, I'll zoom in on that. Motorcycle. Any vehicle is doing it.
That's one's hard to answer live. Might have to look it up and get back to them. Otherwise, you just hear us
right
here thinking.
But you can cut that out. Yeah.
Lurch is like, yeah, I have to cut it out. Exactly.
That's the editor. Yeah, right. Motor. Yeah, that's a tough one. We'll have to get back to you. That might be a whack too.
It would be in the wax.
It would be in the wax. And so we will, who asked that? Do you remember?
And that was the front fender. Let me
look. That's all right. We'll, let's do this. Keep listening. Matt, make a note of that after this. We'll put it in our work thing and we'll try to answer that on a future. We'll do a little bit of research on that.
Okay.
Z Monster.
Z Monster. Okay. Well,
and then he says I did. I'm not sure what he was answering to.
Okay.
I got a couple other ones here. And this one,
before you bring that up, you know what? We love our patrons, Robbie. Hold those. We love our patrons, Matt. LD. We love them.
We love them.
Absolutely.
Love them.
But you know what? If not everybody can support us as a patron right now, we totally understand that. We never, ever balk. We don't balk at a flat donation. Good one, Lurch. That's right. LawAbidingBiker.com/donate. Dennis Badger of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, after asking a question on our contact form, appreciated it, left us a donation. Vince Cajano of Boca Raton, Florida, also after asking a question on our contact form. John Harmon of Jasper, Texas. Thanks so much, guys, for taking action. If you want to support us with a donation, lawabidingbiker.com/donate. It helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank so we can keep this show and these videos and everything we do heading on down the road for you guys. What you got, Robbie? What are you guys doing over there on the couch?
You showed me a question. I'm gonna.
Yeah, and it's one that he's gonna have to answer.
Okay.
So read the question.
Oh shit! I scrolled.
Oh my god, this is a train wreck.
It's a cluster and a half.
Frickin' just up.
Looking at putting the 14-inch factory 47s on my 17 Road Glide Special. I'm 6'3". Should that be high enough?
Yeah, I'm 6'4", and I have 13-inch bars. On my Road Glide, my brother is 6. He's about 6'7" these days. I think he shrunk a little bit. And he has 13-inch bars. He'd probably rather have the 14s. But on the Road Glide special, mine's a 15. His is a 16. What year was that one, did you say, Rob?
I think it was 17.
Okay. So on those bikes, you can go with a 13-inch bar and not have to extend the wires or the cables. So I decided... However, we can show you how to do it if you need to do it.
Right, but you'll have to take them out of you won't be able to mount them back to the frame because they're too tight.
You can make yourself some. You don't have to.
Okay,
you can make some room in there, but we got rid of some of the organizing trees and whatnot. But you can put a 13-inch bar on there and not have to extend anything. That's nice.
True
so
that.
You go 14 or higher, you're going to have to replace your cables and your wires. You're going to extend your wires. So it's up to you. I would go with a 13. I have 13s. I'm 6'4", like I said. My brother's 6'7", 6'8", has a 13s, and it's comfortable for both of us.
All right.
The sad thing is they look like they're riding a normal bike, don't they, Rob?
Oh yeah, it looks like
it's weird.
Looks like a scooter.
They got apes up there, but they look like they're riding a normal bike. You know. All right.
Yeah, monsters. Okay, a couple more questions. What's the difference between the Dunlop D07 and the Dunlop American Elite? One says American. Duh. Go with that one.
I don't know. I've never used. I don't know.
I can tell you. I'd have to look them up and read. They're going to probably be different tread patterns and different rubber composition. I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Right. Maybe how fast they wear, but I've never tested those two tires against each other. So good question, but yeah, that would take some research. Go ahead, Robbie. Hey, Bikeaholics, feed your addiction. Patch Addict has badass embroidered patches for every passion, and the quality is unmistakable from this family-run company based out of Austin, Texas. More than 800 patches to choose from. These patches look great on vests, hats, gear bags, motorcycle covers, and more. A huge assortment of large back-size patches, plus military, Irish, religious, funny, patriotic, road sign patches, and more. That's right, they design their own patches, so they have dozens of exclusive patches that you won't find anywhere else. Head over to lawabidingbikers.com/patch addict. You'll get free shipping on every order over $25, plus 15% off when you use coupon code LAB15. That's LAB15.
That might be it.
Okay. So.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a comment. This was a text from Rick. Big Daddy.
Oh, Big Daddy. Big Daddy Kane.
I'll quote it. He says, the ass end is a fat bob rear end.
That's right.
At least that is what HD customer service in Milwaukee told me when I ordered the backrest.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Big Daddy. And I knew he had told me that. Big Daddy runs the Law Abiding Biker store. Head on over there, guys, lawabidingbiker.com/store. He's ready to ship to you direct right now. We got a ton of great stuff over there for you, but thanks. So Fat Bob rear, and what does he say about the front? So it's just a regular...
He didn't say anything on the front.
Okay, so just a regular... It's a Fat Bob rear. I'm writing that down. And it would just be a Dyna front, probably.
Sure.
Is what I'm thinking. If Big Daddy's still listening, let us know. But he did tell me that at one time, and I just couldn't remember. So there you go. That answers the previous question of that's what we're talking about, is it's not all the Low Rider. It's just called a Low Rider S, but it's a very special, unique... They did some things, and that's exactly what I'm glad Big Daddy was in the chat telling us about that. That's exactly what he was talking about. It's a Fat Bob rear end. So everything's just a little bit different as far as the parts and cables and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure at some point they will make kits for it, but as of today, they don't. And so we're doing a custom job. Those bars, we got them mocked up out there in the shop. Did you post a picture in the private Facebook group for them to look at?
I did.
If you're listening live right now or in podcast format later, get in the private Facebook group right there. Lurch, did you do a picture of them with them on the bike mocked up?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah. So you guys can get a look. So we're leaving the bike broke down right now. And what Lurch and I did to finalize this is once we got it broke down, we pulled all the cables. We got tape measures out. We show you how to do all this. There are specific ways you need to measure cables to get the right lengths. But we reveal all that in our videos, of course. But then we figured out what we need. We left the bike broke down, and we're giving it 1 week because we have another film day planned next weekend, and we're going to put everything back together. What we had to do is, because we're on a timeline to get these videos done and things out to you guys, is we had to do an expedited shipping, and we paid a bit of coin for that because we need those cables this week because we need them to finish the video and the install next Sunday. So we sat together and made sure we were looking over each other's backs and ordering the correct things. We did find a really cool company that's making the brake block now because you can't get it anywhere else. There's a couple companies making them. This one actually had the lines on it, the two front lines, brake lines, and it had the brake block with all the threads for the rear brakes. And then we just ordered an extra upper cable for the front brake. So, and it's slick little deal, slick little ABS brake block and chamber with lines on it. And I think it just came out because before that we hadn't found anything. So that's just one of the things when you're dealing with custom jobs, guys. It can get a little bit sketchy. And I actually planned this over several months before and I started ordering things ahead of time to make sure, because sometimes, you can get wrong parts or whatever before we actually dug into data. And I already have a box of stuff and we're ready to go. And now all we're minus is that. And these, that little Dyna Low Rider S is badass though. It has the little Sons of Anarchy fairing, like we said, and then it's going to have the nice MX. I do want to say one thing about those Westcoast bars. So, we just decided to go with those for this. I wanted to talk about the risers. So these particular bars have the risers built in. So there's two ways to go about it. And I looked at both. It depends on what you want to do, but we could have did risers, guys, off the triple trees, 12 inches. And then we could have did a clamp.
Yeah. You could have used the stock bars that you had and just put taller risers on.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. And we talked about that at one point. Those are thicker bars than most stock. You'd have to have a bigger clamp. They're 1 1/4, and most bars are, if you get 1 1/4 inch, they dumb down to 1 inch at the neck. Those don't.
Right.
Those were actually a true 1 1/4 all the way through. So, but you can do that, or you can order those and get aftermarket bars on top of it. But these I like because it's a very clean look, and it's just the risers are part of the bars. It's all one unit, 12 inch. And actually the risers go 10 inches. And then that's another thing you have to be aware of. I could have just went with regular T-bars, which would have just been a straight bars out, 12 inches up and straight out. And that's a cool look. You'll see that on the West Coast, California area a lot in the Sons of Anarchy look. These do the same thing, but they go up 10. And then they're, like you said, motocross bars where the center is lower and then they go up. And so we're getting another 2-inch rise out of those MX bars. So you're actually rising 12 inches on those MX bars. And it gives you, I really, how when you're ordering stuff, and I know all the listeners out there who are doing projects to their bikes or planning on doing projects, that's one of the most stressful things is I literally for months, 2 months planning this was like, you should see my notes. I use this program called Trello where you can organize your thoughts and pictures and you can do projects. And I literally, if you go back, you'll see where I had T-bars and then I had MX bars, then I had 10 inch, then I had 12 inch. And it's a permanent thing and it's a lot of money, to spend. And I know bikers out there can relate to that. It's a big undertaking. You don't want to do the wrong, because when you get that project all done and it's up there and you're like, if you don't either number one, look the way it looks, or number two, it doesn't fit you right. That's a shitty day.
And the coolest thing about these bars is because they're one piece, the wiring is going to go in the bars and then down the risers. If you would have went with technically a 3-piece, if you had 2 risers and a bar going across, you wouldn't be able to drop those wires down through the bar. So like the stock bars we took off.
Good point.
You remember the wires came out of the center of the bar,
right?
The crossbar, and went down in between the risers. They didn't actually go inside the risers. It's going to be a cleaner look because you're going to put the wiring in the crossbar and then down, right?
Good point that I didn't bring up.
And I also found out the answer to the fender.
Oh, did you? Look at you. So, leave it to him over there. Good for you. This isn't Washington. I'm learning. Let's do it.
RCW, which are the revised codes of Washington, 463737 is equipment.
Yep.
500. So 46.37.500. It talks about fenders and splash aprons. And basically,
that is the splash apron law. So it's built into the splash apron law, which is mud flat for all you guys out there.
And it doesn't talk about the front, it only talks about the rear. So it says,
that's why I said, I thought,
Mm-hmm. Except as authorized under subsection 2 of this section, no person may operate any motor vehicle, and a motorcycle is, for this case, deemed a motor vehicle, trailer, cargo extension, or semi-trailer that is not equipped with fenders, covers, flaps, or splash aprons adequate for minimizing the spray or splash of water or mud from the roadway to the rear of the vehicle.
Yeah, but
all such devices shall be as wide as the tires behind which they are mounted and extended downward to at least the center of the axle.
But that doesn't mean it's just the rear, because mud flaps are required on all four, because you can't do splash to the rear and the front one splash to the rear too, and that's why you have to have mud flaps on all four tires under that law.
Depends on how you read that.
I'm telling you, that's what the courts have ruled. I know
possibly.
that from, they have. You have to have them on all four.
But the body
mud
of
flaps,
the car would keep the range.
Not if it depends.
It depends
on the vehicle.
So like on a motorcycle,
correct,
where you're going down the road, the motor and the front of the bike would stop water from going to the rear.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
So
now we have a split decision that you're saying?
I think, yeah.
So you're saying you have to have a front fender.
Because you have to have mud flaps on all fours and minimize spray to the rear of the vehicle. It doesn't mean just from the rear. It means anything that would cause spray to the rear of the bike or to the car. Well, I'm specifically, because I know it, because it's the mud flap statute.
Right.
I'm very familiar with it.
I know.
I think because you have to have mud flaps on all four, even though the front tires, they're causing spray. If the body of the vehicle doesn't cover the width of the tire down to the center of the axle on a car, you have to have mud flaps. In this case,
these goofy bastards around here, though, they might say that you don't have to have it on a motorcycle.
And I don't know.
It on a car.
I think
there is an exemption though. If your motor vehicle is 40 years or older,
correct, you don't have to mud flaps
unless you're.
But you can't ride it on wet days. You have to ride it on good weather days.
It actually says driven during fair weather and on well-maintained, hard surfaced roads.
I have some questions.
Rob, whatever.
So we didn't really answer that. We don't know.
You guys don't know shit.
That I can tell you on cars you need 4 mud flaps, but that's a sketchy one. I would need to dig deeper into that.
Ambiguous.
I think it's a vague. Probably if you have a rear fender, you're going to be fine. But again,
can't say for sure.
Can't say for sure, but yeah.
So you guys are pretty sure?
We're pretty sure.
Probably.
We
pretty
hope
sure?
that's clear as mud. We hope it's clear as mud.
What motor is in the Lowrider S?
That's a 110. Mm-hmm. That is the 110.
I need to ride that.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, this gets me excited. So good questions. Who's asking that, by the way? Let's give some shout outs.
That's not even on the deal.
LD is asking that, but
I want to know because I'm going to ride that sucker.
Dude, if you want to, so these little bikes, this is why it's such a popular, the Dyna series, but these guys that are stunt riders, this is the bike. I mean, you can literally do a burnout, a circle burnout on dry pavement in this thing, dude. I've tested it. Yes, you can bring the front wheel easily. If you do a clutch, if you manipulate the clutch and the throttle, you can definitely bring the front off.
You're talking about the Dyna narrow front. It has a Dyna narrow front.
Who said that?
Rick.
Okay, a Dyna narrow front.
He's texted me that information.
Right. A Dyna narrow front. See, so a fat bob rear and a Dyna narrow front. You guys are going to see this bike in a lot of our videos coming up. We're going to use it more. And just because we're doing some things to it, it's going to get some great action shots with this bike and when we're testing gear and stuff. So you guys will see it, but now you'll know a little bit of story behind it. Now, we've already done a forward controls on this bike too to make it more comfortable. And of course, we have that for purchase video, how to add forward controls onto a Dyna model motorcycle, not specifically just the Lowrider S, but any Dyna model. And that video is very popular too, but was the bike we did it on. So it's going to be very comfortable with those 12-inch bars for me, because the stock bars with the forward controls, I was telling Lurch, this bike was not that comfortable. Russell Roberts rode it, Patron, when he was here, and he said the same thing. You're hunched forward. So I really needed to get something where I sat back more, because I want to keep the forward controls because they're so comfortable to stretch out with on those longer rides. Even though this isn't a touring bike, I still don't like to be all cramped up with center, mid controls. This will allow me to keep the forward controls like my old Dyna Wide Glide. Remember my 05 Wide Glide?
Yep.
Because I love those forward controls on that where I could stretch out, but I just needed to bring those bars back. And not only is it comfortable, it's fucking badass looking. It's just going to look, and it runs, Rob, like a raped ape. We've got Vance and Hines twin staggered.
Short shot
staggered.
I may need this bike in my life.
Oh, you need it in your life, and anybody's welcome to ride it. You will love it. Don't forget, we're a Vance and Hines dealer. right in our store, guys. Head over there. Big Daddy Kane has everything reasonably priced, and he can he's hooking people up left and right with Vance and Hines products, man. People just email him, and he works all kinds of magic, man. He's great down there. So hit our store up, guys.
One more question.
Mm-hmm. That's good timing.
And this question, I think, has been answered, but I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to tell you what his answer has been, but I want some input from you guys.
Ben answered.
Shut up. Okay. Is there a way I can put a set of mini 812s on my limited and still have my heated grips? The answer is yes, but I know we've done those on some of our bikes.
Mm-hmm.
What brand of bars did we buy?
We used CycleSmith bars, but
I'm getting the question now, Lurch. This is a great one for Lurch.
Can you have heated grips? Yeah. So you have to make sure that when you buy your bars, you make sure that they are for heated grips, because the stock bars will not accept what we call
not stock bars, but some aftermarket bars.
Thank you. Some aftermarket bars will not accept the heated grips because there is a protuberance. There's a black dildo inside.
Basically, inside the heated grip.
Inside the heated grip.
It looks like a black dildo, straight up. I agree, dude.
And it slides inside the bar. And if the bar's not hored out enough, you can't get that thing in there.
You got to spit on it sometimes.
Sorry.
I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I ordered a set of bars from a company.
You got screwed.
And they told me that they would accept the heated grips. So I got them. I was all excited. I went to slide the grip on.
You went to slide it in. You were going to say this getting bad, dude.
I almost said it.
You did. I saw your face.
I went to put the heated grip on, and it was a little bit of a tight fit, but I thought, it'll fit. And then I pushed it in there, and it hung up. And then when I tried to get it out, I broke it. I broke a set of heated grips, pissed me right the hell off. So that company now does actually, because I got a hold of them, I was pissed, but they do make bars now that will accept it. So
and they're milling it out is all they're doing. They're milling. You're right.
That company didn't. Now, CycleSmith, their bars were really thick, and they just milled them out so that it accepted. So
they were thick bars in the first place, and they had the metal to play with to mill them.
They just milled them out a little bit. So long story short is, if you're buying some bars and you want to put heated grips on, make sure that they accept the heated grips.
Harley-Davidson brand heated grips.
Yes.
Because other heated grips heat different, and so you want to be specific when you're ordering that it will accept Harley-Davidson brand heated grips, because
we don't
we
don't tell you to buy Harley stuff only.
No.
This is the one thing we say. If you're buying heated grips, the rest of the stuff sucks. Get the Harley brand heated grips.
Yep.
So, yes, you can put 12-inch bars on there. Just make sure that they accept it. Now, you may have to wire externally or internally depending on what type of heated grips you have. If you buy the stock replacements for the Ultras, unfortunately, they're just the black, generic ones.
Black rubbery looking.
Yeah, those are designed to go internally. All the rest of them, for whatever reason, are supposed to go external. But in our heated grip video,
no, we put out a free
did you
YouTube
put out a
video.
Free,
the
you
free
put out
YouTube
a free
video.
one? My little hack on how to do it?
The hack was a completely free video, bro.
See, you're the man. You just put this stuff out for free.
Thank you.
So we have a free video out there. If you're not afraid to take a Dremel tool to about $400 worth of parts, you can do it. So you have to take
step by step. Rob,
without skipping any steps, baby.
And people love that video, huh, Matt?
Oh yeah. So I took a Dremel tool, and you have to take a little bit of plastic off of the grip, and you have to take a little bit of metal off of the instrument, not the instrument, the switch housing, and you just do a little bit of grinding so that you can make a channel for that wire to go in internally without pinching it off. So you can do it if you're willing to do a little bit of custom work on it.
And we show you, I'm telling you guys, that video, you'll be like, people just rave, like, I cannot believe you showed us that for free and how to get those internally wired. This was something Lurch came up with. He was never shown by anyone. He was one day like, I'm going to find a way.
You know who I did it on? Whose bike I did it on first?
Yeah.
Not mine.
Cuz is the guinea pig, dude.
I did it on my brother's bike. I said, hey, if you're willing to let me grind on this a little bit, I think I can do it. And he said, do it.
Do it.
So Road 6 Customs, those are the bars that my brother and I have, the 13-inch bars for the Road Glides. CycleSmiths do it. The Paul Yaffe Monkey bars do. There's several out there. Just make sure that before you buy them, they will accept the Harley-Davidson brand heated grips.
And no matter where you buy your bars from, none of these people sponsor us, guys. Make sure when you email them, or sometimes when you special instructions when you order, put in there where you heard it, Law Abiding Biker Podcast and Media. It helps us out because, these companies start coming to us, or they want to sponsor the show and help further our cause here to help you guys out there, through sponsorships and stuff like that. So give us some love. All right.
Z-Master was asking if we had a technique for getting wires through T-bars or Z-bars. And did you put that out yet, the video on cables or chains or stuff?
We show you some basic stuff free on our YouTube channel. We show you some different cable kits that we do, and that's out free. Just anytime, go to our YouTube channel and search. There's a search option on our YouTube channel, also on our website, and do cables, bars, But we show you some different things, different techniques, some chains, different ways we do it. At the end of the day, sometimes there's just the wires are just too big to get through the hole and to make the 90. You know what? Sometimes you can't do it. And
Ryan never has that problem.
Oh God.
It's hard to get 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound sack sometimes.
Correct. But there are ways to help it and lose. But we show all that in our handlebar videos, guys. If you're going to install bars, highly suggest getting one of our videos. And then this will be a fourth we're going to add to the collection because we will be doing T-bars and a 90 in this very video. So that would be a good way. And we love the live chat. We love the questions. And it gets us off track, and that's what we're known for. And pisses some people off, but you know what? That's just too bad.
I think sometimes some of these where we get off track and start answering some of the live questions are some of our better shows because we're answering questions or talking about things that people want to hear about.
And we definitely, guys, as you know, we aren't the end-all, know-all. All we're doing is taking our experiences and experiences from the community because we communicate and email and the private Facebook group, and I learned so much in there from other people. That private Facebook group, I learned so much in there, things. And so this is just, so some of the things we can't answer right off the top of our head, like the tire one. I would have to test those two tires against each other, but hopefully in some general way we can give you guys direction because we do have a lot of experiences and we're trying to do more and more projects in the garage like this one. Custom job we get. The more experience we get, the more knowledge we have, the more we can help you and we can help each other as the community, and that's exactly what happens.
We're here for you guys.
We are here for you guys, and you guys were here for us live, and we appreciate that. Look at that chat just freaking blowing up, guys. If you've never experienced the live, you're listening to podcast format, man, you really, really need to get hooked up and just check one of them. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the live episodes, even though there are a lot more to get ready and put together because everything has to be on time. I have to say that really appreciate it. Don't forget, like I said, we are a official Vance & Hines dealer. Law Abiding Biker store, guys. We got pipes, we got intakes, the EFI tuners, the Fuel Pack 3. If you don't see it, just contact us right over there on the store. lawabidingbiker.com/store, guys. And we have very, very competitive pricing. And Big Daddy Kane down there is there to serve you guys, and he really does. Matt sees some of the stuff. He is really there. He cares. And buy from somebody you know, guys. You can go to some ambiguous online store, but you are not going to get the kind of customer service that you get from bikers that actually care about you and, not just another number like some of those big online stores, guys. But we always like to let you know we are a Vance & Hines dealer. So there you go. We appreciate you guys being with us. Peace out. Keep the rubber side down.
And the shiny side up.
Did Buddy ever quit farting?
He just came back. He left for a while.
I think he came back to fart on me one more time.